Have you ever gotten out of bed, taken that first step toward the kitchen, and felt your legs wobble a little more than usual? Maybe it's subtle, just a slight stiffness in your knees or a heaviness in your thighs that wasn't there a few years ago. Or maybe it's more noticeable, like holding onto the wall when reaching for the coffee pot, or feeling out of breath after just a short flight of stairs. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And here's the thing. It's not just old age. It's your body quietly asking for help. The truth is, the legs are usually the first to send us a message, not because they're weak, but because they're our workhorses. They carry us everywhere, from the mailbox to the market, from the garden to our grandchildren. And when they start to falter, it's not just about muscle. It's about our independence, our balance, and yes, even our confidence. But here's the good news. You can fight back, and it doesn't involve expensive supplements, gym memberships, or fancy exercise routines. Sometimes the biggest difference begins right at your breakfast table. In this video, we're going to talk about what to eat every morning to help keep your legs strong after 60, because what you put on your plate can shape how steady, stable, and strong you feel throughout the day. And we're not just talking about calories. We're talking about nutrients that actively support your leg muscles, bones, and joints. Let's start with something rich, vibrant, and unexpectedly powerful: eggs. For decades, eggs got a bad reputation. People feared cholesterol like it was a villain lurking in their breakfast. But science has come a long way since then. Today, we understand that eggs are one of nature's most complete and accessible sources of nutrition, especially for aging bodies. Each egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein. And when we talk about muscle, especially muscle after 60, protein is the foundation. Every movement, standing up, walking, bending, balancing, depends on muscle fibers that need to be repaired and rebuilt daily. That's where the protein in eggs comes in. It's not just about keeping your legs looking toned. It's about ensuring your muscles have the strength to catch you if you trip or help you rise from a chair without wobbling. But eggs offer more than just protein. They're also rich in leucine, a critical amino acid that plays a direct role in triggering muscle synthesis. That means it tells your body, hey, let's build muscle now. And after 60, our bodies don't respond to food signals quite as efficiently as they used to. We need more of the right nutrients to get the same effect. That's why starting your day with a leucine-rich food like eggs gives your muscles the wake-up call they need. And here's a little bonus. Eggs also provide vitamin D and B12, 2 nutrients that are often deficient in older adults. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium and supports your bones, which in turn support your legs. And B12? It plays a key role in nerve health, energy, and even coordination. A simple 2-egg breakfast could do more for your legs than a shelf full of pills. Now picture this. It's a cool morning and you're standing by the stove with a warm cup of tea. You crack 2 eggs into a pan with a bit of olive oil. Maybe you saute some spinach or tomatoes beside them. In just 10 minutes, you've created a plate that fuels your muscles, feeds your bones, and energizes your whole morning. It's not fancy, but it's powerful. Now let's talk about another morning hero: oats. Not the instant kind packed with sugar and mystery ingredients, but old-fashioned rolled oats. They've been a breakfast staple for generations, and for good reason. Oats are rich in complex carbohydrates, which give your body slow-releasing energy. And when your legs feel heavy or tired by mid-morning, it's often not weakness. It's low fuel. Muscles need energy to move, and not just bursts of energy like candy provides, but steady, stable fuel. Oats break down slowly in your digestive system, providing a reliable stream of glucose to your muscles and brain. This helps you feel less fatigued, more focused, and better able to stay active throughout the day. But here's something many people don't realize. Oats also contain a good amount of magnesium, and magnesium is critical for muscle relaxation. Without it, your muscles may feel stiff, tight, or cramp easily. That nagging Charlie horse you get at night? It could be your body calling out for more magnesium. Oats also contain manganese and phosphorus, which contribute to strong bones and connective tissues. And remember, it's not just your muscles that keep your legs stable. It's the tendons, ligaments, and bones that work together like a well-oiled machine. So if you're someone who often skips breakfast or grabs just a piece of toast, consider this. A warm bowl of oats topped with berries, flax seeds, or a handful of chopped nuts is like a gift to your legs. It provides energy, muscle support, and key minerals all in one bowl. And best of all, it's gentle on the stomach, easy to prepare, and endlessly versatile. I remember a woman named Mrs. Lan, 78 years old and full of spunk, who swore by her morning routine: 2 boiled eggs, a bowl of oats with chia seeds, and a brisk 15-minute walk. She wasn't just spry for her age. She danced at her grandson's wedding and outwalked her daughter on a hill hike. When asked her secret, she smiled and simply said, "Start strong and stay steady." That's the beauty of nourishing your body in the morning. It sets the tone for your whole day, not just in how you move, but in how you feel. Because when your legs are strong, you feel more capable. You take on more. You say yes to life more often. So if you've been feeling a little unsteady, a little slower on your feet, or just unsure of how to regain that strength you once had, start with what's on your plate. Your legs are listening, and they're ready to get stronger. Now, if you're already imagining your breakfast table with eggs and oats, you're off to a wonderful start. But let's take it a step further, because keeping your legs strong after 60 isn't just about protein or energy. It's also about protecting the structures that keep you upright: your bones, joints, and circulation. And for that, one of the best things you can do each morning is add something as simple and comforting as a glass of milk or a bowl of yogurt. Yes, dairy. It's often overlooked in the age of trendy diets, but when it comes to your legs, it's a quiet hero. Let's talk about calcium first. Your bones may not seem like the stars of leg strength, but make no mistake, they're your framework. Without strong bones, even the strongest muscles can't hold you up. And as we age, bone density naturally declines. Especially for women after menopause, this loss can be rapid and dangerous, increasing the risk of fractures and falls. But here's what many don't realize. The body becomes less efficient at absorbing calcium over time, which means you need to be more intentional about getting enough of it. And dairy? It's one of the most absorbable sources of calcium available. A single cup of milk delivers around 300 milligrams of calcium. Greek yogurt does even more. Plus, it brings an added punch of protein, which, as we talked about, helps your muscles recover and grow. But the real magic happens when calcium teams up with vitamin D. The body needs vitamin D to actually use the calcium it receives. Without it, much of that precious nutrient just passes through your system unused. Thankfully, many dairy products come fortified with vitamin D, making your breakfast work double duty for your legs. Now picture this: a bowl of thick, creamy Greek yogurt swirled with honey and topped with blueberries and almonds. Not only does it taste like dessert, it's also feeding your bones, your muscles, and your energy levels all at once. It's comfort food that cares about your future. But what if dairy isn't your thing? Maybe you're lactose intolerant, vegan, or just not a fan of the taste. That's okay. You're not out of options. Fortified plant-based milks like almond, soy, or oat milk can offer similar benefits. Many are enriched with both calcium and vitamin D. Just be sure to check the labels. Aim for unsweetened versions with at least 20 to 30% of your daily calcium needs per serving. You can even toss them into your smoothies or use them as the base for your oatmeal to get a quiet, consistent calcium boost with every sip or spoonful. And speaking of smoothies, let's talk about another leg-loving powerhouse you can toss in every morning: leafy greens. Now you might be thinking, greens for breakfast? But hear me out. Spinach, kale, arugula, and collard greens are like nutritional treasure chests. They're loaded with essential vitamins and minerals that specifically target your leg health, especially vitamin K, magnesium, and potassium. Vitamin K is one of the lesser-known champions of bone strength. While calcium is the builder, vitamin K is the manager. It helps direct calcium to your bones where it's needed and keeps it from collecting in places it shouldn't, like your arteries. This not only strengthens your bones, but also supports better blood flow, which is critical for your legs. Then there's magnesium, the mineral that most people are deficient in without even knowing it. Magnesium helps muscles relax. Without it, they cramp, tighten, and fatigue more easily. If you've ever had a leg cramp that woke you up at 3 a.m., there's a good chance your magnesium was running low. And finally, potassium. It's often known as the anti-cramp mineral. It works in tandem with sodium to regulate muscle contractions. If your legs feel twitchy, sore, or stiff after short walks or light movement, low potassium may be part of the problem. Adding a handful of spinach to your morning smoothie, scrambling kale into your eggs, or simply sautéing some greens with garlic and olive oil on the side of your breakfast plate, these are simple habits that build resilience over time. Think of them as quiet reinforcements. They don't shout, but they're powerful. I remember an older gentleman named Mr. Long who lived down the street from me. He had a routine that never changed. Every morning at sunrise, he walked 3 laps around the lake. One day I asked him how he stayed so steady on his feet at nearly 80. He smiled and said, 2 secrets: greens and gratitude. He'd blend spinach into a smoothie every morning and told me it made his legs feel like they belonged to a younger man. It wasn't magic, it was minerals. Now, one more element to consider, something you might not think of as a breakfast food but could change the way your legs feel. Berries. Yes, those sweet little blue, red, and purple bursts of flavor. Berries aren't just for dessert or decoration. They're packed with antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation and protect blood vessels. Why does that matter for your legs? Because good circulation is everything. Your muscles need oxygen and nutrients to perform and recover, and your blood vessels are the delivery system. Poor circulation leads to tired, heavy legs, slower healing, and even numbness or tingling over time. A handful of berries in the morning, a cup of blueberries in your oats, or strawberries on your yogurt can help keep those blood vessels flexible and strong. Over time, that means more energy, better balance, and a reduced risk of clots or fatigue. So as you're planning your next breakfast, think beyond the basics. Think about your future self. Walking confidently, dancing joyfully, climbing stairs without hesitation. That version of you is built by what you eat today. Eggs, oats, dairy, or fortified alternatives, leafy greens, and berries. Simple, accessible foods that, when combined with consistency, become powerful protectors of your mobility and strength. Your legs have carried you through decades of life, through love, loss, joy, and hard-earned wisdom. Isn't it time to carry them back? By now, your breakfast plate might be looking a little fuller. Eggs for protein, oats for energy, greens for minerals, berries for blood flow, and maybe a scoop of yogurt or a glass of calcium-rich milk on the side. That's a beautiful start, but there's still one more layer we need to add. One that acts like a quiet force behind the scenes, supporting not just your legs, but your entire body from the inside out. Healthy fats. And the best place to get them in the morning? Nuts and seeds. Now let's be clear. Not all fats are created equal, but certain fats, especially those from almonds, walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and even a spoonful of natural peanut butter, can do wonders for your joints, your muscles, and even your brain. These foods are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which we touched on earlier in the form of fatty fish. But if fish isn't on your breakfast menu, these plant-based options can step in and offer many of the same benefits. So, what's the big deal with omega-3s? For one, they help reduce inflammation. And as we get older, inflammation becomes more than just an annoying buzzword. It becomes a silent threat. It tightens joints, weakens muscles, and interferes with how our legs move and feel. Chronic inflammation can quietly erode your mobility over time without you even realizing it, until a simple walk to the mailbox feels harder than it should. Adding a handful of walnuts to your oatmeal, sprinkling chia or flax seeds into your yogurt, or spreading almond butter on whole grain toast, these are simple, tasty ways to support your legs while keeping inflammation in check. But there's another unsung hero that most people overlook entirely: hydration. Yes, water. We often talk about what to eat, but rarely about what to drink. And yet, staying properly hydrated is essential for strong, responsive leg muscles. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, your muscles get stiffer, and your circulation slows down. All of this can lead to leg cramps, fatigue, and even increased fall risk. Many older adults lose their sense of thirst over time. You might go half the day without even realizing you haven't had a sip of water, but even mild dehydration can impact muscle function. So as you sip your morning coffee or tea, be sure to also drink a glass of water. Better yet, start the day with warm water and a slice of lemon. It helps wake up your digestive system and rehydrates your body after sleep. And if you're someone who finds water a bit boring, add natural flavor with cucumber slices, mint, or berries. Herbal teas count too, as long as they're not heavily caffeinated. The goal is simple. Hydrate early and often, because your legs depend on it. Now let's bring it all together. Not with science or statistics, but with something a bit closer to the heart. Think back to a time when you felt truly strong on your feet. Maybe it was a family vacation, where you walked hand in hand with your grandchild through a zoo or park. Maybe it was a dance at a cousin's wedding, or the quiet pride of climbing stairs without needing to hold the rail. These moments might seem small, but they matter. They're moments of freedom, and freedom is what strong legs give you. When your legs are strong, the world feels more open. You say yes more often, to morning walks, to standing in the kitchen cooking something delicious, to chasing after your dog in the yard. You're less afraid of falling, less dependent on others, and more connected to the life you want to live. And all of that starts with breakfast. Not a magic pill, not a dramatic diet overhaul, just small, nourishing habits practiced every morning. A soft-boiled egg, a bowl of oats, a spoonful of flax, a handful of spinach, a glass of water. These are not luxuries. They're gifts you give yourself, gifts that compound over time. You might not see a difference in one day, but give it a week, then a month, and then watch what happens when you stand taller, move steadier, and feel more like the you used to be, and the you still are. And if you're thinking, it's too late for me, please let that thought go. It's never too late to begin caring for yourself. I've seen 85-year-olds start walking again after adding these habits. I've seen people regain their confidence, strength, and even their independence just by nourishing their bodies a little better each day. What's one thing you'll add to your breakfast tomorrow? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely want to know what changes you're inspired to make after watching this video. Is it adding eggs back in? Swapping cereal for oats? Drinking more water? Whatever it is, say it out loud. Own it. That's your first step. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It helps others find this message. Subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a chance to invest in your own health and happiness. And if you know someone who could use a little strength in their step, share this with them. You never know how far a simple breakfast tip might carry someone. Here's to mornings filled with movement, meals filled with meaning, and legs that carry you where your heart wants to go. You've still got so much life left in you. Let's make sure your legs are ready to carry it.